Alright, we just gonna call this a soul food cornbread bowl, y'all, because I ain't made a name for it yet, but let's get into how I made it. So first, you're gonna start off with 1 stick of that bougie butter. If you watch my videos, you know exactly what butter I'm talking about, so just go ahead and go get it. Cut you up some sausage from whatever fucking animal you prefer, and you're gonna season it with slap your mama, basil, thyme, olive oil, smoked paprika, and cayenne pepper. I also minced up some fresh garlic and some parsley, and I added that on into the pot. Now you just want to stir it real good and make sure your sausage is evenly coated in all them good flavors. Once your sausage is good and brown and coated in all those flavors, you're going to take all that out the pot and you're going to put it into a separate bowl. I suggest that you use some tongs like this or either a spatula with some holes in it, because you want to leave all those good flavors in the bottom of that pot, because that's what's going to season your veggies, okay? So I cut up some celery, and then I also diced up some green peppers, and then I added some red peppers, and I just mixed those all into the flavors and let them get soft. And then after that, I went ahead and added in my diced up yellow onion. Basically, you're just going to cook this until they're soft, almost transparent, until they reduce down like half the size. You're gonna know when it's done. Trust me, I'll show you what it's supposed to look like in a second. After I mixed them up real good, I decided they weren't flavored enough. I didn't see enough seasoning. I wasn't satisfied. So I went ahead and added some more cayenne pepper, a little more smoked paprika for color, and then I added some more of that slap your mama seasoning, and I mixed that all together real well. Once it cooks down and it's soft enough, it should look like this. This is how it should look before you add in your beans, okay? Nice and soft. So first you want to rinse your beans off real well with some water, and then you're just going to add those into your pot. Now y'all remember when we took them sausages out, right? Well, we're going to add them right back to the party, okay? Add them back into your pot, as many that can fit, and just, mix them all up and shit. And then on top of that, we're going to add some chicken broth. I pretty much added my chicken broth in until it covered all the ingredients, or really as much as I could fit in the pan that I feel safe that it wasn't going to bubble and spill over. I mixed all that together, got all those flavors off the bottom of the pot, and then at this point it's just really time just to put the lid on it and let her sit. At the 1 hour mark, I came and checked on it. Now I'm cooking this on medium heat, you all, but I came to check on it and I seen that the juices had reduced a whole bunch. So I went ahead and I added more of my chicken broth all the way up to the top, just like when we first started, and this is going to cook for another 2 hours. Now for our cabbage, I went ahead and started off with that bougie butter, of course, and then I added in some red cabbage mixed with green cabbage. I don't know if I like the color of it as much if I would have just used regular green cabbage, but I was just trying to be different, y'all. But the shit still was bomb. It still tastes the same. If it weren't for the color, I wouldn't have had no doubts. But anyways, you're gonna put some olive oil in here, slap your mama seasoning, salt, pepper, and some smoked paprika. And I also diced up some garlic, some fresh garlic, because it goes in everything, and I added a bay leaf. Then you just want to add about 1 inch of chicken broth to the bottom of your pot. You can use anything, vegetable, chicken, beef, whatever. Just add your broth to the bottom and make sure it's just 1 inch of it, because it's going to generate its own liquid as well. Cabbage doesn't take that long to cook, so I'll say about 25-30 minutes on medium heat, and covering it up, it should look about like this right here. Once it's soft, you know it's pretty much done. Give it a little taste test. If you like it, then go ahead and throw that bitch to the side and put it on low. After 3 long hours, my red beans and sausage was done. They were soft, they were tender. I felt like the consistency of the juice was just right, but if you want it to be looser, just add a little more chicken broth. I decided to skip some steps, y'all, and I made some minute rice. It literally took a minute. I added some fresh parsley and some bougie butter. It wasn't much to record, but it's how it came out. Perfect as fuck. Now it's on to make the cornbread. So I used 2 sticks of butter. I didn't use my bougie butter, y'all. I used regular butter. I used 7 cups of yellow cornmeal. I used 2 cups of bread flour. Bread flour makes everything bread-wise just come out softer to me. I used 2 cups of whole milk. I used about 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. And then I used about a tablespoon of salt, maybe about 2 tablespoons of salt. Then I dumped in probably about 1 cup of honey. I feel like you can add as much honey as you want to, for real. Then I added half of a cup of vegetable oil. I feel like that also makes the cornbread a little softer. And then I added in 3 large eggs. Once I whisked those up, I poured it into my batter, and you know, I just basically mixed it. Yeah, arm work. That's where I got my guns from. Once it starts to look like this, it's pretty much done. If you want it to be looser, because I did, I just added about a half of a cup more of milk and mixed that on in. I found these silver tins at Walmart. You can also find them at Dollar Tree for much cheaper. And I just lined those with my can of butter so they wouldn't stick as much. Scooped it in about half of an inch because you know it's going to rise. And then I put it in the oven at 325 for about 15 to 20 minutes. While my cornbread was baking, I went ahead and started on my fish. For the batter, I used the Louisiana fish fry, lemon flavored kind. I mean, it's perfect. It really complements any fish to me. I got some catfish fillets, and I seasoned those with some Slap Your Mama, some Old Bay, and a little bit of garlic salt. I rubbed it in on both sides. I didn't add too much seasoning, y'all, because the batter has a lot of seasoning within itself as well. Once I got that really rubbed in, I went ahead and turned my oil on. I have a little trick, you guys. If you never know when your oil is ready to fry, just get a little pinch of your batter and then put it into your oil. If it starts to sizzle, you know it's ready. Now, I breaded my fish, real simple. You don't need eggs, you don't need buttermilk, none of that. This breader literally just sticks to the fish, y'all. You need nothing else. It makes it so easy. And look how it evenly coats it. So I put that in on my show side first, let it fry up for about maybe 10-12 minutes. When I took it out, it was perfect, golden brown and crispy like this. Now for our cornbread. I took that out the oven. I melted some of my butter inside of the microwave, and I added a shit ton of honey to it. I don't know how much, y'all, just go off of vibes. And then I brushed it onto my cornbread. Once I was done painting my cornbread with honey butter, I went ahead and took a spatula and then spooned out the center. Y'all, look how soft this looks. Like, fucking perfect. Anyways, you're going to add your rice, add your red beans, you're going to add your cabbage and your fish, and then a fresh parsley on top, and baby, talk about presentation. This shit look good as fuck, but it's missing something. So I had to add some hot sauce to mine. Texas Pete, you can never go wrong. So let's get into it, see how this bitch tastes. Because, I mean, if it look good as it tastes, we got a winner. Let's get into it. The fish, y'all. The crunch and the flavor inside that fish. It was love at first bite. The lemon inside of that fish fry breader just brought out so many beautiful flavors of that fish. The beans and the rice, it was just like the beans were very buttery. They were silky. It like melted in your mouth. Like, fuck the color of the cabbage, y'all. I'm not even mad about the color of the cabbage no more because it was just perfectly cooked, well seasoned, very delicious. The cornbread was so sweet and silky. Like, it just brought out a balance that this dish definitely needed. Definitely one of my top 10 favorite dishes of all times. If you make this for yourself, your family, your man, your girlfriend, whoever, they're going to love it. Let me know how it comes out. Thank you for watching.